Hello. Alright, in this video I'm going to talk about why everybody is not special. There's all this talk about, oh, everyone's unique and special. I always try to say that. And I think basically what's going on with YouTube and a lot of other things, pretty much most of what a lot of people do, is about trying to prove to the world that you've got something that's, different and unique and that the world can appreciate and things like that. Well, I'm not saying that this isn't true. You do have things that you can develop, that can lead to, making the world a better place. There's also things you can develop that make the world a worse place. But this idea that everyone is special automatically is a bunch of BS as far as I'm concerned. You really have to work at being special. You're not just special right off the bat, out of the womb and everything. I mean, you're different. Different is not special. I guess you could say, yes, as a person you are unique. No one's going to be exactly like you. But the level of uniqueness on this stuff is pretty slim, I mean, most of the things that you become in the long run are just sort of a generalized, collage of everything you've heard and seen over the course of your life. Now, it's a different collage than other people's. But, it's ridiculous because to say you're special, I mean, it really depends, I guess, on your definition of special. And, if you ask me, special is where you sort of distinguish yourself in some way or another. I mean, for example, let's say you've got a piano player. This comes, pretty much is referring, in large part to myself, but, to other musicians in the world. You could sit down at a piano and bang random keys for 10-15 minutes. Now, that would be unique, I'm sure. If anyone tried to repeat the performance, it would be very difficult, unless they transcribed it. And even then, if you're just banging random keys, it's going to be difficult to pick that out. But by the time you're done, no one's going to give a crap that you are banging random keys for 10 minutes. No one's going to pay you to do that. It won't have been a great contribution to the existing, history of music. So, while that, there's the straight right there is your example. That's the good solid split between, one being unique and the other being special, So you have to sort of develop your abilities to the point where you've got some kind of I guess something that's really truly appreciated by other people. I suppose is what it really comes down to, or other living things or other something or another. So that's what makes you special. Getting recognition from other people is what makes you special. I suppose if you wrote something that you yourself found entertaining and made your life better, then I guess to yourself you're special. But that doesn't really mean a lot. Special sort of implies that you do something that other people can't do, and to do that you really have to work at it. It's not something that's inborn. It's something that you just have to keep trying and trying at. And that's sort of the root of the problem. Is I think what really makes people special is that there are some people who find themselves able to focus specifically, because these days, there's been a lot of things done in all realms, so in order to really do something special, it seems like you really need to focus on one thing and just, work the hell out of it. There aren't that many people who can say, Einstein came up with the theory of relativity, but he wasn't an accomplished, concert pianist at the same time. No one has time to do those kinds of things. No one has the talent to do those kinds of things. There are people who are amateur scientists, or even mid-level scientists, but you're never going to push the limits of any field unless you focus on specifically one thing. There's probably many of you out there who like to think that you're doing these sorts of things, but I would think it would be difficult to to prove that, especially since I've never heard of you. You got guys like Keith Jarrett who can play great jazz and also play classical piano, but it's still both playing the piano. Keith Jarrett's not discovering things about string theory or anything like that. So basically, what I'm saying is, this whole everyone's special. You're not special unless you really focus on one thing. And I think you really, either you have to be a workaholic about it, or B, you have to really enjoy what you're doing to the point where you can do it all the time and really make ground. Because really, to be special and to do something that hasn't been done, you really have to put out a concerted and long, focused, disciplined, patient, just tremendous effort in order to really do something that would qualify you as special. So I guess all I'm saying is you're not special unless you kick your own ass, and I'm not special because I haven't kicked my own ass and don't want to kick my own ass. And it's tough because you got to do it you got to kick your own ass to do it, and I'm not so sure that even if I did, some people, and then there's the other thing, and that some people just don't have the ability really to be special because they just don't have the innate talent to do what it is they want to do, and they like to, I'm sure you could say, well, anyone can do anything, or some people might think that or try to think that, but it's like if you're born with some kind of mental retardation, you're never going to be a world famous physicist, or come up with some groundbreaking theory. So, the idea that you can be special just upon being born is ridiculous. You're lucky, if anything. You're lucky that it just so happened that your chromosomes, met up. But being special is something that you really have to work for, and it's a damn shame. But I guess it's sort of makes it somewhat fair in that way, although it's not completely fair. But anyway, I guess that's all I got to say about this.